Hey guys, Lord Naren White here, the Holy Ghost, the one true God. Back with you with the next video in my Daily Diary series. As usual, before I discuss what I have achieved since yesterday's Daily Diary video, I want to read you a chapter from the Bible. Today it will be the fifth book of Moses called Deuteronomy, chapter 16. Observe the month of Abib, and keep the Passover unto the Lord thy God. For in the month of Abib the Lord thy God brought thee forth out of Egypt by night. Thou shalt therefore sacrifice the Passover unto the Lord thy God, of the flock and the herd, in the place which the Lord shall choose to place his name there. Thou shalt eat no leavened bread with it. 7 days thou shalt eat unleavened bread therewith, even the bread of affliction. For thou camest forth out of the land of Egypt in haste, that thou mayest remember the day when thou camest forth out of the land of Egypt all the days of thy life. And there shall be no leavened bread seen with thee in all thy coast 7 days, neither shall there anything of the flesh, which thou sacrificedst the first day at even, remain all night until the morning. Thou mayest not sacrifice the Passover within any of thy gates, which the Lord thy God giveth thee, but at the place which the Lord thy God shall choose to place his name in. There thou shalt sacrifice the Passover at even, at the going down of the sun, at the season that thou camest forth out of Egypt. And thou shalt roast and eat it in the place which the Lord thy God shall choose. And thou shalt turn in the morning, and go unto thy tents. 6 days thou shalt eat unleavened bread, and on the 7th day shall be a solemn assembly to the Lord thy God. Thou shalt do no work therein. 7 weeks shalt thou number unto thee. Begin to number the 7 weeks from such time as thou beginnest to put the sickle to the corn. And thou shalt keep the feast of weeks unto the Lord thy God, with the tribute of a free will offering of thine hand, which thou shalt give unto the Lord thy God, according as the Lord thy God hath blessed thee. And thou shalt rejoice before the Lord thy God, thou and thy son, and thy daughter, and thy manservant, and thy maidservant, and the Levite that is within thy gates, and the stranger, and the fatherless, and the widow that are among you, in the place which the Lord thy God hath chosen to place his name there. And thou shalt remember that thou wast a bondman in Egypt, and thou shalt observe and do these statutes. Thou shalt observe the feast of tabernacles 7 days, after that thou hast gathered in thy corn and thy wine. And thou shalt rejoice in thy feast, thou and thy son and thy daughter, and thy manservant and thy maidservant, and the Levite, the stranger, and the fatherless, and the widow that are within thy gates. 7 days that shalt thou keep a solemn feast unto the Lord thy God, because in the place which the Lord shall choose, because the Lord thy God shall bless thee in all thine increase, and in all the works of thine hands. Therefore thou shalt surely rejoice. 3 times in a year shall all thy males appear before the Lord thy God, in the place which he shall choose, in the feast of unleavened bread, and in the feast of weeks, and in the feast of tabernacles, and they shall not appear before the Lord empty. Every man shall give as he is able, according to the blessing of the Lord thy God which he hath given thee. Judges and officers shalt thou make thee in all thy gates, which the Lord thy God giveth thee, throughout thy tribes, and they shall judge the people with just judgment. Thou shalt not wrest judgment, thou shalt not respect persons, neither take a gift, for a gift doth blind the eyes of the wise, and pervert the words of the righteous. That which is altogether just shalt thou follow, that thou mayest live, and inherit the land, which the Lord thy God giveth thee. Thou shalt not plant thee a grove of any trees, near unto the altar of the Lord thy God, which thou shalt make thee, neither shalt thou set thee up any image, which the Lord thy God hateth. The word of the Lord. Thanks be to God. Awesome. The passages I want to focus on in this chapter are the passages discussing the exodus of the Israelites from Egypt and how important it is what the Lord does, He does for them, that they remember that they were once bondmen and that the Lord was there for them, that brought them out of slavery. You see here, in Deuteronomy 16:3, thou shalt eat no leavened bread with it. 7 days shalt thou eat unleavened bread, so bread without yeast. Unleavened is without yeast. Therewith, even the bread of affliction, for thou camest forth out of the land of Egypt in haste, that thou mayest remember the day when thou camest forth out of the land of Egypt, all the days of thy life. It's just so powerful. Next here again in Deuteronomy 16:12, and thou shalt remember that thou wast a bondman in Egypt, and thou shalt observe and do these statutes. Now the next passage I want to key in on here. Judges and officers shalt thou make thee in all thy gates, which the Lord thy God giveth thee throughout thy tribes, and they shall judge the people with just judgment. It's unclear to me if this is a reference to what will eventually be, we'll be reading the book of Judges, or if this is something more with the general structure of leadership in the Israelite peoples. I think it's more in the latter, but nevertheless very cool that, that idea of the book of Judges is being, mentioned here. Not necessarily, but that I'm mentioning that we will be getting to the book of Judges, because that's very exciting. And that opportunity to learn about the Israelite judges is a lot of fun, because the judges, we'll read about how the Lord discusses the purpose of these judges to judge the Israelites because they are walking in sin. And so one of my favorites, of course, is Gideon, the son of Joash. So it's a lot of fun, and we'll definitely get there when we get there. All right. Next thing I want to take a look at is, I'm going to go ahead and end the Bible reading there for today, and now transition over to what I have achieved since yesterday's Daily Dive video. Since yesterday's Daily Dive video, I created many Europa Universalis 4 videos. I created many Halo Infinite videos. I worked at my core on Wednesday, 8/10/22. I worked at my core on Friday, 8/12/22. I worked at my chest today. I worked at my legs today, and I have created this daily dive video for 8/13/22. In terms of how I'm feeling good. I'm feeling all right. I'm feeling even keel. Everything's going fine. So, just very grateful for the position that I'm in life. The job is going really well. I've been investing my money very diligently, and you'll see in my Millionaire Money Goals video, by the time the videos, because I release a video every week in that series, and I am only paid now bi-monthly, or previously it was bi-weekly. So now the series is catching up to present time. There's still quite a few more videos before that will happen, like maybe even a year's worth. But it's going really well because I would receive my next paycheck on August 15th, and that will bring me over probably over I'm as of today I have a net worth of $185,000 some dollars, no debt, and everything in investments. The investment amount is like 178,000 or something, or 100. It's a very high amount, and I'm just super grateful because that's the start that I need for Narangelicism, and I still don't know where I want to start my faith or anything. I'm a far ways away from the next step, but one day at a time I know I'll get there. And so with that, I want to say thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. please like, comment, and subscribe, as it greatly helps the channel. Light be with you all. Take care, and thanks again.